The January 2017 new moon will be on the 28th of the month. And astrologically speaking, this will be a Leo conjunct Aquarian new moon. This is a time where all of your dreams that involve the self with world, global, conspiracies, changes, activism, cultural, animal rights, human rights, more justice will be taking place on the planet. The beginning of 2017 within this cycle is going to be very large, and the fiery and the airy, eccentric, eclectic energies coming together, innovative, inventive, noble and loud messages will be heard all over. Where do you fit during this time? That all depends on you. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with yourself? Have you come so far? Are you just beginning? This is not really a time to go back and to think of the past. This is the time to keep going forward. If you have a citrine or a tiger's eye stone, crystal stone, this is the time to work with these stones, because the energy behind these stones are really going to be heightening you to move forward with those reality, those dreams that you'd like to turn into reality. And that fire, that spiritual fire, is now taking place, like I said, globally around the world, okay? So that's part of the messages, okay? That's the beginning of this new moon. Now, when I do new moon readings, I always mention that it's the cycle pertaining and moving forward to the full moon. Because when we have a new moon in an astrological sign, it's going to lead up to the full moon in that astrological sign. So the full moon will be, if I'm not mistaken, the 10th of February 2017. So again, that's an Aquarius and Leo conjunct, okay? So if you are aware of what your birth chart is, if you're not aware, there's so many free sites you can go to. Just Google free birth chart calculator. It would be helpful if you knew where exactly you're born and what time you're born. But if you're not 100% sure about the time, all you have to do is click on time unknown, put in your birth date, and you will find out most of what's in your birth chart, okay? 100% you'll know what your sun, your moon, if I'm not mistaken, Venus, Mars, and things like that. You may not know where your ascendant and descendant is. Your ascendant is your rising sun, how you appear to other people, and your descendant is your relationships, business, how you are, coming together as a whole in that sense, okay? So this is huge. It is huge for me speaking, because my rising sun is in Leo and my descendant, my 7th house, is in Aquarius. And in the tarot, in the traditional tarot, I'm going to ask that you guys work with the star card, okay? Because that's what is really star and the strength card, the two together, okay? If you're somebody that does rituals, if you're somebody that invokes deities, or if you're somebody that doesn't even really invoke something externally outside of yourself, depending on how you view it, perception's huge. With everyone has their own perception. If it's your higher self, if it's something within you, if you're somebody that's practical, that just manifests energies, work with the strength card and work with the energies of the star, because whatever you dream of, whatever you want, you can make it happen. You can create it. If you can think it, if you can feel it, if you can breathe it, which rituals do help, it can come to life. One step at a time within the moon cycles, okay? When you go to sleep and when you wake up every day, there's a lunar and a solar cycle that takes place, okay? We sleep during the night to rest. We go out during the day. We do our work, whatever it is we need to do the hidden and the not so hidden, okay? Everything will come forth, and it will come for you in the right time, and it will be your time to shine and to move forward, because you got the strength and you got the inspiration and you got the wisdom to do this, and you're going to do this now. So let's move on forward with the reading. I'm going to be using the Babylonian Tarot card, which is good because it's kind of been a little bit since, what, November or so, since I've worked with it. Just asking for wisdom. That's a nice card to start with. We got 10 of Wands, oppression. However, it is reversed. Okay. Oppression. What does oppression mean? What does it mean to you? Okay, is it in a form of an obstacle? Is it a form of somebody getting in your way? Via starting something, via completing something, via manifesting something. Wands is a very fiery, action-oriented thing. 10 is an ending and a beginning. What are you ending? What are you beginning? Do you want to begin something that you've always wanted to do? Do you want to end something that you're like finally coming to a realization and the conclusion that it's not for you, it wasn't for you, and it will never be for you? Okay. First off, if you can come to these realizations, of course, you are far ahead of what you believe you are. But the fact that this is reversed, this is a good form of telling me that the oppression, the challenges, and I feel like this is more like relationships. I feel like recently there has been a lot of problems with families, misunderstandings. And the families, it's not so much of you don't love each other, you don't want to help each other. It's more so about everybody kind of learns and everybody understands another based on what they've experienced, okay? You can live in the same house with someone for 10 years, but if they're not experiencing, like, you're an independent person, you're an independent entity, as I am, okay? And I can live with someone, but I can have my own independence in a form of, you know, there's people, they have their own, I wouldn't say boundaries, but they have their own way of life, you know? Some people, you know, maybe they do accept each other, but they just don't get each other, you know? And it's like, language is huge. Language is huge. You can speak, it's a metaphorical sense. You can speak the same language, like meaning English, French, you know, German, whatever. That's not what I mean. But when I see speaking the same languages, understanding, perception, you know, if I'm saying something and my intention of what I'm saying is being misunderstood, and the person in front of me, you know, family or whoever, is completely taking it in a different context, then, you know, that oppression feeling may have limited you in doing whatever you wanted to do, in forming relationships, in communicating even what you want to do. And I feel like this has led you in the past to isolation. And although I did mention not to talk about the past, because it is reversed, I do feel like it's gone. It's finished. It's done with. So if you are feeling any energy or debris of the past, know that it's done. Okay. How do I know that it's done? It's just an essence, a feeling, a sensation that I'm getting that most of you. And although everybody experiences things in their own time, even if it's their own energies, if you're willing to let go of something, it'll be gone. If you've learned the lessons and the life experiences, then you'll just naturally, you know what I mean? It will just naturally, but the energy is taking place because we are going direct. We are going direct. A lot of the planets are direct right now. I don't sense that you're going to be going in the back. I feel like if you're going to be going in the back and look into the past, you are oppressing yourself. You are limiting yourself. Nobody can do anything to limit you. Okay, if you feel that you are being limited or oppressed, or somebody's oppressing you, or your heart's desires, or where you want to go in life, or what you want to do with your life, if you dream of being an activist, if you dream of sharing your voice, if you dream of starting your own organization that involves, you know, like I've met incredible people that have wanted to, for so long, start their own women's groups, women's shelters, volunteer in them. Guys that have gone through substance and drug abuse for so many years, they get their own wake-up call and they're like, I have all this life experience, I've helped myself, I've helped so many people, I've helped my family, I want to start my own. And if I can't start my own, you can start off by volunteering, you can start off by working at other places, or, you know, going to school and getting your socials degree, or psychology, or whatever. Do you get what I mean? So the time's right now. Whatever you've wanted to do, you can do it. Nobody, that oppression, it's gone. It's reversed. It's goodbye. It's like, you know, that's it. So, okay, some other card just flew out. I don't think I've ever gotten this card on this deck before. No, I haven't. We have the Judgment card. So that was a 10. It was reversed. It was a 10, which is so funny. Because when you add 1 and 0 in numerology, it equals to 1. 1 is a beginning. 1 is the month of January. 1 is a fiery, masculine, you know. And then we got 20, the Judgment card. And it says Etana and the Eagle. Oh, baby. Okay, so what this says to me, what I'm picking up by that is eagles. What do eagles represent? What do eagles represent? What do they represent to you? Eagles are very incredible beings. Very, very incredible. Incredible. There are a lot of traditions and cultures that, you know, would symbolize the eagle as a very victorious animal. There have been cultures, and after defeat or after war was over and peace was restored into the land, the eagle would be sent out and returned back to receive and to deliver messages, and even via before the wars would take place. Okay, now that's just a way of looking at it, but and then I love the little on the top here, the Babylonian 8-pointed star, them working hard. So there's judgment, and remember the 20 is partnerships, and that's a continuation of what I was saying in terms of relationships. Okay, 2 is cooperation, partnering, you know, forming that relationship, wanting that relationship. And in order to have all that, you need to be committed to it. Okay? Because if one person is committed and the other isn't committed, you know, there will be judgments. We don't like to judge. We don't like to feel that we are being judged. Humans do judge. Perhaps the guardian eagle will be guiding you. Okay, you have a guardian eagle right now, and this eagle is protecting you and guiding you. If you can see, they're looking up, they're going upwards. The eagle, you know, they're looking upwards, as to say the ancestors, the spirit guides, the family, the love, it's there. But judgment is more so of, there has to be a balance, right? So if you are feeling oppressed, well, forget the even feeling the oppressed, because it was reversed. That path has now been, it's done. Now it's all about walking through a new, fresh door. Okay? So by the oppression card being reversed, in a sense, what I'm picking up is, what that means is, you've been shaken up. In the last month, in the last lunar eclipse, in the last full moon and the new moon, you were shaken up. There were so many people, even myself. Like, that path has now been, it's done. Now it's all about walking through a new, fresh door. Okay? So, by the oppression card being reversed, in a sense, what I'm picking up is, what that means is, you've been shaken up. In the last month, in the last lunar eclipse, in the last full moon and the new moon, you were shaken up. There were so many people, even myself, like I went through a lot of past residues just like in one day, like disappeared. Like it came, it repeated in a sense. It didn't repeat, but like the energies came to the surface and then like in thin air, it just disappeared out of nowhere. And that was that Capricorn Cancer, the hardworking goat with the family life. The Cancer is all about the family, motherly instincts. Okay. The cycles of the moon, because Cancer is ruled by the moon and is in the house of the home, right? So this is in terms of home, family life, relationships at home. And whatever you go through at home, you're going to attract that in a man and a woman, right? You're going to be attracted to somebody that's like someone at home, or you're not even going to know about that. But 20 is all about that, right? And this is in the month of February, because February is the second month. So it's not so much that you're going to feel like you're being judged, but the judgment is so much of, if you're committed, okay, if you're feeling committed and you really are working to have a solid love in your life, like a relationship that is capable of growing, and after this cycle, after this new moon that we're about to hit the full moon in February, if you do get into a relationship, that is because within the recent months and the recent years, you have stayed committed to your authentic self, your ethics, your high standards, and your morals. Okay? People are like, you know what? What's up with high standards? People shouldn't have them. No one's perfect. Yeah, but without high standards, then you're just kind of lowering yourself into being with someone who isn't capable of fulfilling your special needs, okay? I mean, although you're the one that fulfills your own needs, nobody can do that for you. But when you are fulfilling your own needs, you're going to attract and be with someone, and you're going to be able to see that person, and they're going to be able to smell you and know you and for who you are. And it's going to be natural electrical acceptance, okay? I can go on and on and on about that. It's just what I'm picking up, but there will be that acceptance. And I'm talking about if you see yourself forming relationships and you're in a relationship and that past stuff in the family, in the home, if you're married, if you're not married, if you're living together, you're still together, your bond is going to be even stronger than before, and your partner is going to see you as that hope, or as that star card. I don't know where the hope word came from. With strength, they're going to see you as a strong person. You came out stronger than, the relationship came out stronger. And I'm seeing this relationship lasting for a very, very, very long time, because the last energies, the last few months that we went through, it was like a make it or break it. Okay. Relationships, a lot of relationships broke up within the last 4 or 5 months, because we're talking about 10 years of stuff that people were holding on to. And that stuff, if two people or a group of a family is capable of letting it go and finally learning their lessons and able to forgive and forget, then, it's time to, it's not even so time, but you become stronger together. However, a lot of them have broken up because they just moved on. They realized that's not who they are anymore. They never were that. And with love, goodbye, 2 cards. Number 4, Marduk, the Emperor. Well, I see very strong leadership abilities here. There's going to be messages coming in, emails, text messages. People are going to tell you how incredible you are. There's going to be a person in your life, or there actually is in your life. This can actually be your spouse, or the person that after the Judgment card, a brother, a lover, a husband, a boyfriend, a potential relationship, a growing relationship. Someone very fiery, someone very passionate in what they believe in. Okay, there's someone around you. They believe in, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't communicate what it is that they believe in. This is how you're going to know this person. They don't communicate it. They don't communicate to you or to other people what they believe in. They go out and they do it. They go out and they be it. And that's how they live what they believe. Very passionate person. Somebody who will defend till the end. Somebody, you want this person on your side because this person is a very will protect and defend, like a righteous person in terms of doesn't like to see the underdog fail. Ten of Arrows, ruin. A lot of arrows, huh? You don't want to let go of something. What is it that you don't want to let go of? During this time, there's something you're not letting go of. Oh, okay. I'm getting it. This is a message to the people out there who don't want to move. There's a physical location you don't want to move. If someone has asked you to move in with them, if you've been proposed to during this time, if you're working somewhere and someone else has a place in another location and they've asked you to move in with them and you're feeling that you don't want to live in that town, it's too far from work, this is a hidden blessing. Why I say this is a hidden blessing is that you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, because if you hold on to the past, especially during this time where all that old stuff finally left, all those energies and the planets now astrologically, because they're all moving forward, it's gonna feel like if you're holding on to the past, if you're still like rekindling or remembering past people, if something failed in the past, like you wanted to move in the past and it didn't work out because it didn't work out with your last ex, your last girlfriend or boyfriend, or you tried to move with your family in the last home, it was too expensive, you couldn't afford it. If you think back, actually, you're in a completely different place. Financially, emotionally, it's a completely different circumstance and situation. This is the time where you should let go. You need to let go with optimism and beginning a new adventure. Okay, guys, you guys need to, if you're feeling that you can't let go, work with sacred geometry. Light candles, light incense. You need the changes, okay? Remember, candles is flame. This is the Leo energy. The flame is action, very quick action. The element will allow you to feel inspired and enlightened, to come to... The element will allow you to feel inspired and enlightened, to come to awareness. of what is not working. You can't hold on to things and expect to succeed in life. Okay? Unless you're writing a book, unless you're a teacher, unless you're a spokesperson, a public speaker, unless you're helping people, unless you're in social work and you're sharing your stories, you don't want to still be there. But you want to educate, you want to teach, right? You got to let it go. You can't do that stuff if you're still living in the same place with the incorrect people. Okay? There is that right person there for you. This could even be this oppression card. This could even be, going back to my September readings, the Hanged Man, where your past, your exes, they were so negative, so all about taking, and now they're being served. Okay? So this is done. This energy is done. So don't ever feel or think that it's going to repeat with the same person. The lessons have been learned. Look at the card. Look at the difference between the two. The thing that's why you feel that it has similarities is because the color coordination is very similar. See that? So it's like perhaps these two guys or these two exes or these two situations are so similar that when you're around this person, you, without even realizing, or even maybe you do realize that they're so much alike and it's kind of rekindling past feeling sensations. It could be that too. Yeah, it could be that. Because when somebody is in front of your face all the time and they're asking you to marry them or live with them or start a business with them or even have a committed relationship with them, but they're so similar to your past, or the situations in their family so similar to your family or your ex's family, that it just like, oh shit, why is it so alike? Did I make the same mistake? Am I making another mistake by going with this person? That can repeat, and I totally get it. But like I said, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Remember, this is reversed. It's done. It's finished. It ended. This is a nice new beginning. The Emperor. We're talking about the Emperor here. The Emperor is a ruler of his own state. Number 4 is about security, stability. Aries, the energy of Aries, the energy of, you know. So work with the rituals. Light some candle, light some incense, because Aquarius is an air sign and you want to bring in the airs of the change of, you know, work with that. Drink lots of water during this time, guys. I feel like a lot of people, and a lot of people I know, they're so dehydrated and tired. You need to drink a lot of water, because we went through the last 5-6 months, the last 4-5 months, the last 3-4 months. We've all been through hell and back. We've been shaken up. You know? So I want to, one more. This High Priestess. She's here to tell you, be discerning. Listen to yourself. Listen to your higher self. Listen to your wisdom. Be with your friends during this time. If you've got a counselor, really tune into your counselor. Really listen to your counselor. If you don't have one, I highly ask that you just connect to somebody who you feel a connection with, because you're really going to need that right now. You're really going to feel empowered by being around somebody who's able to give you that wisdom, okay? And if you don't, just listen to yourself. Like I said, work with rituals. Work with energies that are able to illuminate the way, to pave the way, to show you the way, to listen to the wisdom, to listen to the ancestors and the energies, okay? You have to be able to go within and show to the world, show to yourself, show to the people around you what and who and how far you've come with strength. I was talking about the Strength card in the traditional tarot, how the lady, although it's, you know, not the High Priestess, but there's a lady there, a female, and she's taming a lion. And if you can see, the High Priestess is on a lion here. Number 2, look at the numbers. That's incredible. So we've had 10, we've had 20, we've had 4, we've had another 10, and now we have a 2. Look at the number coordinations. Okay, these are excellent. Ishtar of Uruk. Okay. It's almost nighttime here, so if you feel right before the night is a good time to listen to your higher self, to go in, to have that meditation, to close your eyes and to allow yourself to listen, to tune into your own self, to tune into your own desires, to tune into all of it. You have to come to realize these people that are now in your life are not your past. Okay? They are not your past. They will never be your past. They cannot be your past because they are their own independent self. They are different. They have similarities, but they are different. And you have learned your lessons. You have now gained wisdom. You have gained so much wisdom that you have now an art to share to the world. So why not share that art while in a commitment of love? Okay? You guys need to work with the energies of Ishtar during this time. The idea of the goddess is going to illuminate the way, pave the way for you. If you happen to find any meditations with her, I highly ask that you seek it out during this time. And I'm not talking about looking up relics with her information. I'm talking about feeling the energies of this goddess, feeling the energies of a High Priestess of Ishtar. Okay? Feel it, become it, be it, and commit. Commit yourself to what it is that you want. Because this is the time right now. Remember, the past is gone. The future is in your hands. You have the power to make it. You have the power to be it. You are it. Okay, guys? Have a great new moon in January. I love ya. Thanks for watching. I would love to hear your comments if you have any. Much love, much gratitude, and appreciation. From a High Priestess herself, especially of the lineage of Ishtar. Mwah, love you.